Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to the Bookworm Hole. Today I am going to be doing a tag video. This is going to be the small Booktuber tag. And I was originally tagged by Hannah from Buggy Reads. Thank you so much, Hannah, for thinking of me, and make sure you check out Hannah's channel. I'm gonna link it in the description below. Okay, question 1 is introduce yourself. My name is Robin. My pronouns are she/her. This is my Booktube channel mainly for book stuff, rarely about anything else. I am also a writer. I write science fiction. Some of my works have previously appeared in Simultaneous Times podcast, West Coast Weird Magazine, and Starline Magazine if you're interested. And I've also been a contributor for various sci-fi magazines such as Parallel Worlds, Warp Speed Odyssey, and The Galactic Journey. And other than that, I don't know what else you really need to know about me. I collect Monster High dolls, which is why I participate in the Monster High readathon. I make soap. I sew little felt dolls such as these guys. Yeah. Question number 2 is how long have you been on Booktube? I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary back in March, so I'm going on year 3. And for my 2-year anniversary, I did a Q&A video. I will link that in the description below if anyone's interested, and I'll probably do another one next year for my anniversary. Number 3 is what type of videos do you make? I make monthly wrap-ups, which are 5-minute spoiler-free reviews of every book I read the previous month. I'll do TBR videos for when I'm participating in readathons. I'll do book hauls sometimes. I'll do tag videos occasionally. I've also done like come shopping with me videos, which is kind of similar to book hauls, and that's where I go to independent bookstores and kind of showcase them. I've only done one so far, mainly because I haven't been buying books as much this year. I've been using the library a bit more, but that is something I want to continue to do as I continue to discover really cool independent bookstores. And then I also do live videos such as live reading sprints, live writing sprints, and then I do live discussion buddy reads, which is probably my favorite type of video to do, mainly because I came to Booktube just because I didn't really have anyone in real life to talk about books with. So I came to Booktube looking for people to talk about books with, and the live discussions are perfect because this is someone who has also just read the book I have read, so we can have an in-depth and not spoiler-free discussion about what we just read. And to me, buddy reads are kind of like the perfect type of book club for me, just because I feel like if I joined other book clubs, I would be buying books when I already have books I need to read and not reading the books I already own. Number 4 is what do you love about Booktube? Kind of what I was mentioning in the previous question, as well as piggybacking off of what Hannah said for this question in her video. Definitely the community, and to have people who are as enthusiastic about books as I am and who want to have discussions about them. That is definitely my favorite aspect of this. And everyone is really just like kind and welcoming, and even like people who don't read science fiction have been really nice to me, and it's just a really great community. And number 5, what type of books do you read? I didn't answer this in my introduction because I knew this was going to be a question. I mainly read science fiction on this channel, and I read both modern releases as well as classic. And besides science fiction, my favorite genre has to be nonfiction. I don't read nonfiction often, but yeah, that's probably my other favorite. And I will occasionally read like a contemporary or a fantasy or a young adult mixed with one of those other genres. So there is a slight mix, but it's like every wrap up is gonna be mostly science fiction with maybe one non-science fiction thrown in. Number 6 is what is your favorite video you've made? My favorite one is probably my end of the year wrap up I did last year. It was a really nice video for me to do because it was just about like sitting down and actually taken time to recognize everything I did the previous year, which was really nice. And I also like went into like stats and like breaking down like what types of books I was reading. And I enjoyed doing that just because it kind of helped me to see like, you know, like what am I reading and like what could I be reading more of? I know one of the things I discovered last year was I only read like 4 classic books last year, which I usually read more than that, but I kind of realized I was more focused on reading 2021 releases last year, and I wasn't super happy with that. I kind of felt like I was doing that because I felt like I had to remain relevant on Booktube. So I kind of decided like, hey, like that's not what I like to do, and people aren't even really coming to the channel for that, so I might as well go back and do what I really want to do this year. So I really liked that video because not only was it a chance for me to say like, hey, look at what I did and I'm really proud of what I did, but also it gave me a good idea of how I was going to start the next year of reading. And I am probably going to do another one at the end of this year, and I really look forward to doing that as well. And then the other video I really liked was doing my 2021 releases ranked video, again because I read so many 2021 releases I felt I could actually do that. And yeah, again, it was nice to like kind of reflect and look at what titles I really enjoyed that came out last year. So I will link both of those videos in the description below for anyone interested. And question number 7 is tag 4 small booktube channels. I'm going to define small booktube channels as channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers. So the first channel I'm going to tag is Joan from The Rabbit Hole, who is probably the most underrated channel I know of. Joan reads a little bit of everything. I like their taste in science fiction, but they also read fantasy, contemporary, nonfiction, memoirs, a little bit of everything, and they read a lot too, which is why I'm so amazed they're not as popular as they should be, I think. But even when they are reviewing books that aren't science fiction, I usually find it very interesting, so they're one of my favorite channels to follow. I'm also going to tag Tiffany from The Book Skeptic. Tiffany is like the harshest critic I know when it comes to reading. She reads mostly young adult, she'll read science fiction, and I think she prefers romance young adult. And her channel is always interesting because she is so critical, and when she actually really likes a book, I know it is a good book. And the last 2 channels I'm going to tag are some newer channels I just recently started following, but that I think are really great and deserve more recognition than they get. The first is Lee Reads. She reads mostly science fiction and fantasy, and I think mostly adult science fiction and fantasy. And the other is Chloe Frizzle, who reads also science fiction and fantasy, though I think she also reads young adult. Please check out all of the channels I just mentioned in the description below. And if I tagged you and you don't want to do this video, I won't be offended. I mostly just wanted to acknowledge some smaller channels that I really like that I think people should check out. And thanks again to Hannah for tagging me in the first place. Thanks for watching this video. Remember to support your local library and shop independent when you can. And until next time, please stay tuned.